Let's talk about pet protection. So this is a discussion we have with a lot of our owners. A lot of our owners say, I don't want any pets. Fine. Pets are not a protected class. You're allowed to deny an application because they have pets or even the type of pet. Maybe you're okay with a certain type of breed of dog, but you don't want a gigantic Great Dane in there. So you can discriminate based on pets. But here's the problem. Something like 50% of all tenants have a pet, cat or a dog. And we specialize, for the most part, we have multi-unit buildings, but we do a lot of single-family homes and townhomes. And one of the reasons why a tenant wants to live in a single-family home is they have a pet. They want a yard. They want the pet to be able to run free. So we try to educate our owners that if you say no pets, a couple things will happen. One, you'll get rid of 50% of the possible tenants out there looking for properties. We don't want that. Two, they're going to lie. No offense. They're not going to put down Scruffy because our owner says no pets. They'll say, oh yeah, no pets. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. They move in and sure enough, there's a pet there. And that's not good because it's very hard to evict people for cause. If they don't pay, it's pretty easy to evict somebody. You go to court and say, Judge, they didn't pay. We want possession of the property back. But if you go, you do a 3-day notice to quit or cause, to cure the contract because they're not in line with the contract. You want them to cure. Well, when you go to the court 45 days later and you spend $1,200, they're going to go to the judge. We got rid of the dog. He was just there for a week, Judge. He was just visiting. Our cousin was visiting from out of town. No pet there now. And the judge would say, all right, well, you get to stay. And if you're in a multi-unit building, we can't get rid of them anyway because it just caused eviction. So that's a problem. The next problem would be they said, well, it's not a pet. It's a comfort animal. It is an emotional support animal. And they go to the website and they Google this and they pay $60 or $80 to get an online psychologist to give them a certification that sure enough, it's an emotional support animal. Emotional support animals aren't pets. They are protected by law, by fair housing. So if a tenant says, well, I don't have a pet, I have an emotional support pit bull, you cannot deny on that. So if they're smart enough and you say no pets, they'll just immediately go out there on the website, get all their animals registered as emotional support animals, comfort animals, service animals, and guess what? Now there's nothing we can do. So we tell the owner, tell you, we have a better solution for you. Let's accept pets. Make the tenant submit for their pets. And when we do that, we tell the tenant, you really have two options now. One is you can go to petscreening.com and they have a fee per pet. I believe it's $20 for the first pet and then $15 for the second pet, but they could change that. That's paid directly to Pet Screening. What Pet Screening does is they're an online portal, third-party portal, and they collect information on that pet. They want to know the license number, vaccinations, when they were vaccinated, who the veterinarian is. They want a photo of the pet, all that stuff. They document all that stuff. The benefit to the tenant is they now have a link, so if they go to a groomer, they can give them all the information. Go to veterinarian, all the information's there. So that's kind of cool. But the real benefit to us is that they're given a score. And so 5 paws would be like the perfect pet. And 1 paw would be just a terrible pet. And that depends, that rating system depends on how much information they give for the most part. Sometimes it is the type of animal. If it's a pit bull, it's going to get rated low because they are an aggressive breed. But if you don't put in the vaccination information, it also will drive your score down. So depending on the score, that determines what our pet fee is going to be. So it can be as high as, I believe, and it changes, you'll look at your contract, but it could be as high as $40 and as low as $10. So if it's a perfect pet, it could be $10. I rarely see 5 paws based on what I've seen. So generally they come in at 3 paws, 4 paws. So the fee to our tenant's going to be, typically it's going to be about $30 a month per pet. And for that fee, we're going to guarantee that pet to our owner. So if that pet does any damage, we'll pay for $5,000 worth of damage over and above the security deposit. So if the owner has $2,500 as a security deposit and the damage, there's $3,000 of damage, but $5,000 of that is caused by the pet, I'll pay for that pet damage out of my pocket. So that gives the owner some security by allowing the pet they're protected. If they have a service animal or a comfort animal, they still go to petscreening.com, but it costs them nothing, and Pet Screening will then collect the documentation they have to have and say, yeah, this really is a service animal and this has been registered properly. If the tenant doesn't want to deal with the complexity or the cost of petscreening.com, and there are a lot of them don't, then we just charge $30 per pet per month for pet protection to our owner. So once again, now the tenant gets to keep their pet for a low fee of $30 a month. Owner's protected with $5,000 of damage. Again, the proverbial win-win.